Welcome to the lesson, students. Today we will discuss with you about the Independence Day of Azerbaijan. As you know, the 18th of October in 1991, Azerbaijan has declared its independence from the Soviet Union. Let me show you. 34 years ago, on 18th October in 1991, Azerbaijan adopted a law on state independence and became the next republic to officially announce its withdrawal from the USSR. And in the decision of the Supreme Council of Azerbaijan, it stated that the Azerbaijan Republic was restoring its independence and considered itself to be the legal successor of the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic, which existed from 1918 to 1920. As you know, before 1991, Azerbaijan once had 23 months of independence months in 1918 to 1920. And at that time, of course, Azerbaijan has its own anthem. As you know, anthem is hymn. Azerbaijan national anthem, Azerbaijan national government. But at that time, that republic was not so strong, and as a result of which USSR came and declared its leadership in Azerbaijan. And before this, Azerbaijan has, during that period, it is Azerbaijan's first anthem, as you know, and its music was from Jahangir Jahangirov. But unfortunately, I couldn't find the music of that anthem. But now I have the anthem of Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan anthem. And I ask you. When the Azerbaijan independence was declared, the day of state independence was declared a national holiday, as well as a non-working day, but back in 1992. But now it's not so. We not consider the 18th of October as non-working day, as you know. Traditional on this day, the heads of foreign states sent congratulatory letters to the President of Azerbaijan. In 2006, however, the Republic's parliament introduced the labor code and unexpectedly announced that the day of state independence, including 2 other festive days, should be normal working days, but with the status of a holiday. Since then, many citizens of the Republic, especially members of the youth, often don't even know what happened on the 18th of October. Yes, that's not good, I think. Leaders of foreign states even began to send congratulatory letters on 28th of May, the day of the reclamation of the First Republic in 1918. Today, the only reminders of the holidays on these streets of Baku are small state flags on city buses. Other than that, it's an ordinary weekday. Now, as you know, Azerbaijan is a very ancient country. Beginning from the Neolithic periods, Azerbaijan has had its own history, has the places of occupation or places of settlement. And Azerbaijan, besides its history, Azerbaijan has its own also culture, music, literature. Azerbaijan is very famous in all over the world with its own leaders and other, peoples that distribute Azerbaijan, demonstrate Azerbaijan in other countries. Now I want our students to speak about the Azerbaijan's literature, music, even cuisine to the audience. Now first we will speak about the literature of Azerbaijan. Who is talking about literature? Fidan? No. Azerbaijani literature has very ancient history. Beginning from the folklores, Azerbaijan now even producing its own lyrical works. And then we will speak about the architecture of Azerbaijan. Come please. And say you. Come here. And introduce us your project please.
Azerbaijan architecture has very
Ancient.
ancient history. The first Islam priests were found in Naxo, Kabbalah and Kazakh regions. During the Caucasian Albanian period, stone temples and fortresses were built. In the Islamic period, architecture developed rapidly. Famous monuments such as the Maiden Tower, place of the Şirvanşah, Momine Khatun, Mausoleum, and Yusuf Ibn Kudeyr Mausoleum were decorated with stone carving and geometric ornaments. In the 18th century, the Shahjahan Place was built, known for its colorful shabaka windows and beautiful wall paintings. In the 19th, 20th centuries, airplane styles became popular in Baku. Buildings such as the Ismailia building, Nizami Museum of Literature, Philharmonic Hall, and National Drama Theatre were built. In modern times, classic and new architecture styles are combined. The Heydar Aliyev Center and the National Olympic Complex are bright examples of contemporary architecture. Azerbaijan architecture reflects the nation's rich history, culture, and artistic
spirit. Yes, thank you, Fidan. As Fidan mentioned, Azerbaijan has very rich and very old architectural history. Here, Fidan mentioned Sheki Khan Palace, which is very unique in Azerbaijan because the whole building is built only of woods, and there are a lot of little colorful glasses that make the shabaka. in the whole building. And of course, when we come to the modern history of Azerbaijan, modern history, architectural history of Azerbaijan, we can mention, as Fidan said, the Ismailiya buildings, the dense oil barons' homes and buildings that they built for their homes or just for the charity. As Fidan mentioned, Ismailiya building, Saadat Sarayı are the examples of these architectural buildings. But now when we speak about the 21st century, when we search on the Google or on the internet, when we write architecture of Baku, the first building that comes to the search result is Heydar Aliyev Center. I think it is one of the most beautiful buildings in the world that reflects and shows and at the same time symbolizes Azerbaijan. That when we see it, we feel the, how to say, might of Azerbaijan. It's very beautiful. It is very useful building in Azerbaijan. And besides, Azerbaijan has also its national airport named after Heydar Aliyev. If you ever been in this airport, it is also very mighty and very beautiful example of architectural buildings. Thank you, Fidan. Thank you. You may sit. Now, we will talk about the music of Azerbaijan. Rugaya, you please. Unfortunately, Rugaya is alone now, today, but I think she will manage. Okay, begin.
Archaeological excavations show that music in Azerbaijan has a long history.
Yes. Wind instruments, yani nəfəsli musiqi alətləri,
guidebook and chiming are depicted on pottery, dating to them.
Rugaya, can you speak us about the Mugham of Azerbaijan? As you know, Mugham is accepted as UNESCO's heritage, World Heritage. It's in the list of the World Heritage in the UNESCO. Why? Can you tell us?
Unique form of Azerbaijan, classical music, national has been passed
Has been passed as Let me help you, please. The art of Mugham is deeply rooted in Azerbaijani cultural history and is considered by Azerbaijanis to be an invaluable part of their heritage. In 2003, the UNESCO declared Azerbaijani Mugham as a masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. The largest form in terms of size and concept is the deskar or mold. Mughams alternate with tasnifs and ranks. Deskars are usually performed by a small ensemble of or trio that consists of a singer and two instruments called sazanda, who play the tar and kamancha. During the rhythmic pieces, the singer accompanies himself or herself on the gava. Yes, it's about the Mugham and one of the old musical types of Azerbaijan. Besides, we have also Azerbaijani more contemporary, that is in the 20th century Azerbaijani examples. one of them, and I think the most prominent one of them is Üzeyir Hacıbəyov, who was a composer who first wrote the first opera in Azerbaijan and small operetta Arşı Malala. Besides, he was the first Azerbaijani composer who combined Azerbaijani national music with the European music. And we are very proud of him. Thank you, Rugaya. And I'd like to tell you that, as Rugaya mentioned, Mugham is accompanied by trio. Trio is called kamança, tar, and gaval. Gaval is played by Khananda, but that's a singer, and others are by the musician. Besides, we have very old musical instruments of Azerbaijan. I think I don't know most of them. I know only a few of them. For example, oud, canon are ordinary. Saz, tar, kamança, cheng. I don't know what is cheng. In fact, and I haven't seen it before. And lute, then berber, shirvan, tebu, and others. They are Azerbaijan's national musical instruments. Now we will speak about Azerbaijani national cuisine. Come, Ceylan, please.
Culinary of Azerbaijan. Popular dishes of Azerbaijan. As we all know, Azerbaijan has many renowned national traditional dishes. Azerbaijani cuisine is famous not only for its main dishes, but also for its desserts. There are 200 names of the plow in Azerbaijan, and the plow is considered the king of the Azerbaijani and Uzbek culinary. Uzbek food is prepared with a mix of fruits, onions, and other crops. In Azerbaijan, different from Uzbek plow, there is a mixture of plows except for small plows. Azerbaijani plow it also consists of the wool or yellow root and the flourish given next to the plow. Plow and its types. Tökmə plov, şah plov, südlü plov, yarma plov, şüyüd plov, Fabla plov, Sırcan plov, kükü plov, merci plov. And I want to say the shah plov recipe.
Ceylan will give us a recipe of shah plov. Interesting.
2 cups long grain rice, 1 quart water plus 1 tablespoon salt for soaking rice, 3 quarts water plus 3 tablespoons salt for cooking rice, 8 ounces clarified unit salted butter, 1 teaspoon saffron traders, 5-6 medium rice, salt, rolled flour tortilla, 1 cup prepared, 1 cup golden rices, 1 cup walnuts. That's all for the dishes. Now let's talk about the desserts. Famous Azerbaijani national desserts. And everyone knows that when Nowruz is celebrated in Azerbaijan, our mothers and grandmothers prepare special pastries. Their sweets are among the most famous of Azerbaijan desserts. Baklava, şorboval, şekerbura, badamura.
Thank you. Sit down. As Ceylan mentioned, of course, Azerbaijani cuisine is very rich, and I think is very famous in all over the world. Especially foreign settlers, foreign citizens love dolma. When we fold it in the vinegar leaves. They love it especially. And now I want to speak about the Second Karabakh War. As you know, that happened in 2020 during September and November months. Of course, that is somehow, yes, it is a very glorious history of Azerbaijan, but at the same time, of course, we gave a lot of martyrs. A lot of our young generation died in that period. But at the end, of course, we won and returned back our lands that were under the invasion of Armenia for almost 30 years. I want Fidan and Zahra to speak about this event and what happened after 2020. What renovations, what new things happened?
Azerbaijan
20th century.
and say take 20th century was a present of period of rich and diverse.
Diverse. Development of Azerbaijani culture.
It is a
Century.
great
Achievements
was
made
made in the
fields,
field of
literature, music,
theater,
painting,
and
cinema.
cinema.
I want you to speak especially about the achievements or cultural events that happened after the Second War of Karabakh. The most important thing happened when the Karabakh University in Khankendi was opened. When and how it happened? Please read it. Karabakh
Karabakh University was
established
established by the
decree
decree of the President of the
Republic of
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan. Let me read for you, please. Yes, as you know, Fidan and Zahra has poor eyesight, so I will read for them. Republic of Azerbaijan dated back December 16, 2023. Tərcümə edeyim. Qarabağ Universitetinin əsası, yəni təşkil olunması İlham Əliyev Azərbaycan Prezidentinin 16 dekabr 2023-cü il əmri ilə oldu. The main goal is to satisfy the demand for highly qualified personnel according to the socio-economic needs of the region and to preserve the historical existing educational traditions. Əsas məqsədi o olmuşdu ki, bu universitetin əsasının qoyulmasının regionda olan sosial-ekonomik tələbatların yerinə yetirilməsi üçün və tarixən burada mövcud olan təhsil adətlərini yenidən yaşatmaq üçün daha yüksək kvalifikasiya, daha yüksək təhsilli personalla yeni bir tədris mərkəzi açılsın. Located in Khankendi, the university had the status of a public legal entity under the Ministry of Science and Education. Khankendidə yerləşərək universitet Azərbaycan Elm və Təhsil Nazirliyinin hüquqi idarəçiliyi altındadır. By the decision of the Cabinet of Ministers of the Republic of Azerbaijan dated back 2024, the Charter of Karabakh University was approved. Yəni Azərbaycan Respublikası Nazirlər Kabinetinin qərarı ilə martın 19-u 2024-cü ildə artıq Qarabağ Universiteti təsdiqləndi. On September 20, 2024, President İlham Əliyev participated in the opening of the university after renovation and met with the teaching staff and students. İlham Əliyev isə sentyabrın 20-si 2024-cü ildə universitetin heyəti və universitetin yenilənmiş binası ilə tanış oldu. Aha. Thank you. Sit down. This is the picture of Qarabağ University. This is the picture of the so-called meeting. I put it here. There are a lot of people, the staff, the people who will teach and at the same time study at the university, and in the middle stands İlham Əliyev. As you know, when was the war declared to come an end? Do you know? Müharibə nə vaxt bitdi?
8 noyabrda.
8 November 2020, and it was declared by the President of Azerbaijan publicly on TV. Televizyada prezident tərəfindən ictimaiyyətə çatdırıldı. I want you to listen to his speech.
Əziz həmvətənlər, əziz bacılar və qardaşlar, böyük fəxarət və qürur hissi ilə bəyan edirəm ki, Şuşa şəhəri işğaldan azad edildi. Şuşa bizimdir, Qarabağ bizimdir. Bu münasibətlə bütün Azərbaycan xalqını ürəkdən təbrik edirəm. Bütün Şuşalıları ürəkdən təbrik edirəm. 28 il yarım işğal altında olan Şuşa azad edildi. Şuşa indi azaddır. Biz Şuşaya qayıtmışıq.
I think everyone who listened to his speech was very proud, and his eyes or her eyes were full of tears, as well as mine. And in December 2020, Azerbaijan has a military parade that showed that we have won. We won over the Armenia. We returned our lands, regions back, and we are the winners. And I think you all saw this parade. And last year, as you know, after the Second Karabakh War, Azerbaijan has a great conference. Azerbaijan was the host of the great conference COP29. What was the COP29 about? Who knows? COP29 nə barəsindəydi?
Yaşıl dünya.
Yes, it was about the climate change, the protection of our environment, the climate change protection, about the climate change protection. Yes, it was, I think it was one of the most important and biggest events in Azerbaijan history, because Azerbaijan hosted more than 150 countries in his region. It was about 10 years, approximately 10 days, and during these days, Azerbaijan was full of, Baku was full of international tourists, and we were able to show our culture, our history, and at the same time, all our good things to the world nations. And who wants to add anything to our speech? Who wants to say something that was very useful to you and to our guests, and at the same time to those who will listen to us? Do you have anything to add? Əlavə etməyə nəyinizsə var? Əlavə etmək istəyirsiniz? For example, Ceylan, stand up. Imagine that you are in foreign country. Yes? Xarici ölkədəsən. Someone asks you, how would you describe your country? What is the most good, what is the best things or what important things in your country that you would like me to know?
adət-ənənələr.
Traditions.
Traditions.
For example, what traditions do we have that they don't exist in any other country? Yəni hansı ənənəmiz var ki, başqa heç bir yerdə yoxdur, Azərbaycan onunla tanınır?
Novruz bayramı.
Aha, Novruz, then. Maybe, can you say something about Baku? Yes. How can you describe Baku? Is it beautiful or not?
Beautiful.
How? What? How to say? What good things?
Apartments.
Baku is the combination of old and new. Yes, Bakı Azərbaycan qədimlə yeninin kombinasiyası, birləşməsidir. Where exactly can we see this? Harda daha dəqiqliklə bunu görə bilirik ki, Bakı Azərbaycanın, yəni ki, müasirlə qədimin birləşməsidir.
Ağşəhərdə.
In Ağşəhər, how?
Çünki because orada
There are what?
old apartments.
And besides it, yanında da new buildings.
New buildings. Apartments.
Then
Sahildə görmək olur.
in the coastal.
Ağ qüllələri, nə bilim.
Yes, they are. Yes, flame towers. And at the same time, thank you, Ceylan. The center of Baku, I think, the old town, içəri şəhər dediyimiz, the old town, and besides it, very contemporary modern buildings, shopping malls, and the Baku Boulevard. It also shows that Azerbaijan is very accepted and welcome all the modernity that happens in Azerbaijan, and is welcomed, but also by the foreign tourists, foreign guests. When do you, for example, when do we mostly see foreign tourists in our country? En çok xarici turistler bize ne vaxt gəlir? If they are anything, Fatima, Zahra Hussein, yayda. Mostly in some. Why do you think so, Zahra?
İstirahat etmek.
In English, because they want to rest. Yes, but I think in Nowruz holiday, mostly I think foreign tourists come to our country because it shows our nation's traditions, our inner world that we show in our Nowruz holiday. Yes, and as I mentioned before, the New Year celebrations is also the symbol that we accept and welcome, at the same time hug all the modern world traditions, all the ways that people interact and work together. The one example of this is New Year celebrations in the world, in our country. Thank you for your presentations. I will give you some marks. Yes, I have some, of course, I don't agree with some of you. For example, Nurlan was not ready, Hüseyin was not ready, but others were ready. And for this, I will mark you and grade you. Thank you for your attention. And at the end, I want to say a quotation of Muhammad Amir Rasulzade. The flag that once was raised will never fall again. Yani bir kere yükselen bayrak bir daha erimez. And long live Azerbaijan. Yaşa yaşa Azerbaycan.